Oh, hello. It's me, LH Music. Guess what? This is my everyday agenda video podcast from YouTube, and we're almost there until you guessed it, less than 11 minutes to get started with my everyday agenda podcast from Spreaker Studios. I'm at Do Space right now inside. You guessed it, everyday agenda. And I forgot to turn this light on. How was I supposed to turn the light on anyways? Oh gosh. Oh, oh, there it is. Finally, I can see the light of whatever it is. So you just have to trust me about that as far as we're concerned. Anyways, we have a wonderful show for you today as far as we're concerned. So while we just, we're talking about year 2024. And as we say goodbye to this, so because that's why we did this in April. Um, you guessed it, January 2024, because my second season is, and then we're on our way to you guessed it. That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. I think it's probably in September, as far as we concerned. So 2000, September 14th. And, you know, and that's the only thing that happens is to say goodbye in the year 2020, 25, I don't know, 2024. Oh, whatever. Anyways, so we got 9 minutes to get started. So we got uh, all the small things. We did this every single episode of my everyday agenda from let's see, January 2020, 2024 with you guessed it, with my Christmas cantata, and so is first annual chili cook off, and back to Resurrection. No, back to OSC. No, OSC, A Beautiful Savior, as we did this in January. And the top of goes all the way up to you guessed it, Black History Month, Valentine's, and all that goes all the way up to you did everyday agenda everyday Olympic agenda, to do a little recap of this one for the Summer Olympics in Paris. And so is and so is the third season. Yeah, third season this year of this, according to Deacon Betsy and let's see, goes all the way up to you guessed it. You guessed it. I'm talking about. To you guessed it. Uh, to this, same thing as Resurrection has a chili cook off, and the same thing as Zozo Coffee House is. So who knows? Can be civilized, and goes up to Christmas, that we just talk about it as well. So this is gonna be huge. Wow. you know, and all that stuff. If you wanna, if you feel like doing a little bit of chatting and all that stuff, so trust me, if you know what I'm saying about that as well. So who knows? Can be civilized. So we got 7 minutes to get started, and try to put some little bit of music about this. And so it's the and I did do a little bit of countdown as far as we're concerned about that as well. So and as far as we're concerned, so you just have to trust me about that as far as we're concerned. And and I meant to tell you this. It's all good. This is the year 2024. It is over with. It's gone forever. Well, you know what I'm talking about. You guessed it. And take it from there. So who knows? Can be civilized about that as well. So we say goodnight. Say goodbye to 2024. Say hello to, yeah, that's right, in the year 2025. Um, so I'll be here. So trust me. So I'll probably be back not next week, but the you guessed it, the following couple of weeks as well. So who knows? Can be civilized about this one. Maybe on the January 11th or on the 18th of January, because I'm taking some time off for, you guessed it, next week and the following week and all that, on the 18th. Yeah. So following week, but I'll be back. You guessed it on that's right, January 18th or January 25th. So it might be better for this one. So who knows? And who knows? We got 5 minutes to do this. So if you want to chat about this, or you can email me at you guessed it, LHMusicTime at gmail.com. And you could go to the website, LHMusicTime 6.wixsite.com/everyday agenda. You can listen to all the, you guessed it, podcast. You can download it, and you better listen to it on iHeartRadio all the way up to, you guessed it, Amazon Music. Oh, by the way, iHeartRadio just updated the newest version of iHeartRadio and all that stuff. So you better check this out for yourself. So newest can be Celeste. But in the meantime, I'll be back probably January 18th or January 25th. Yeah, who knows? And that's why this is the one place that you always know about at fourth and last Saturdays of the month for my Everyday Agenda video podcast. It's the same way as that's right, podcast. So who knows? Could be civilized about this from YouTube. And we got 3 minutes left to do this, and I meant to tell you this, it's all good. So trust me, I know what I'm doing, and I'm always know about that as well. So check the music and all that stuff, and a little bit of instrumental and all that stuff. All that, it's gonna be huge. So and could be huge about this one. So, or maybe you just know it by now, because you know what I'm talking about. Okay, 2 minutes left, and I'll tell you, it's all good. So it's maybe just a little bit more about this one. So who knows? Can be civilized about that as well. So who knows? Anyways, we got less than a minute. Yes, we got less than a minute. Let me put my headphones on and take it from there. So trust me, I know what I'm doing. So here it is. So can we civilized? So we're gonna do this. Yes. Trust me. Do this. Okay. Hope you're ready. I can too. So why don't we just get started? So who knows can be civilized about this one. So whatever. And then I gotta finish with my Blaze Nation website and all that stuff. You can check this out for yourself. Saturday Night Blaze Nation .weebly.com, and so is Facebook page, and so is Messenger as far as we're concerned. So I hope all of you are ready about that as far as we're concerned. So why don't we just get started? Hopefully I'm ready to get ready to record this. So who knows? Here we go. Everyday Agenda Podcast is a presentation of Angel Song Productions and Spreaker Studios, and so is, you guessed it, YouTube on video podcast. Hello, it's me, LHMusic. And guess what? This is Everyday Agenda from Spreaker Studios and Angel Song Productions. And you know why? It pays to be nice to people. So I hope you're watching it as well. Trust me. Anyways, this is it. Tell you how all the stories that I just remembered in the year 2024. And guess what? This could be huge. So I'll be back on January 18th or January 2025 in the year 2025 as we say goodbye to the year 2024 and say hello in the year 2025. So hope you're ready. I can too. You can download the podcast from iHeartRadio all the way up to Amazon Music. It's from Spreaker Studios. And we do this live at Do Space at 90th and 4th Street. And it's going to be cool. Are you ready? I can too. Enjoy the show as much as we all do. And I'll see you in the year 2025 for an all new Everyday Agenda podcast. Let's do it. Oh my goodness. Welcome to my Everyday Agenda podcast. We got to say goodbye in the year 2024 and say hello in the year 2025. As far as we can concerned, you just have to trust about that. Anyways, we got lots more stuff to do, and you know what I'm saying about all new, you guessed it, Everyday Agenda episodes, and in January 2024 all the way up to this year. So it might be perfect for this one. You always know about that as well. So who knows? Can be civilized about that as far as we're concerned. Anyways, we got lots more stuff to do. We got you guessed it. We're talking about chili cook off at Resurrection, and so is at Zuzzo Coffee House at 14th and Jones Street. And oh god, I meant to tell you this. It's all good. So could be. I bet it's gonna be the second annual chili cook off at Resurrection. So who knows? Can be civilized. It goes. Who all you know what that means. Talk about Black History Month, and so is OSC rehearsals, and so is VA Hospital, all that, and Celebration Life choir spring thing, and what about Easter? Yeah, that's right. And you want to talk about solar eclipse in back in April of 2024? Well, who knows? Can be civilized about this one, and you know what that means. And recap of the opening ceremonies Yeah, that's right. In the year 2024, yeah, guess that Summer Olympics in Paris, and take them there, and lots more, and you can always know about that as well. So I'll give you the information of my Everyday Agenda podcast, and I meant to tell you this. It's all good. From iHeartRadio all the way up to you know who. That's right. Amazon Music. You check the website, Everyday Agenda website at LHMusic-Time 6.wixsite.com/Everyday Agenda. And I'm glad you did. So hope you're ready. I can too. Let's get started with you guessed it, my Everyday Agenda podcast. You guessed it, in the year 2024. So here it is. Okay. Did you know that in January of 2024, about you guessed it, my Everyday Agenda thing? Well, guess what? I hate to say this, but who knows? Can be civilized because back in January 2024, what else can we do this about? Yeah, resurrection at here with a Christmas cantata thing, teaming up with Trinity Lutheran Church over in North 30th Street, and I was there. So is everything else gets civilized. And then and afterwards, you got first annual chili cook-off at Resurrection. It's the same way as you guessed it at Zozo Coffee House. In this month in December. And I tell you one thing is could be huge for this chili cook-off. Could be a second annual chili cook-off at Resurrection. Well, we'll just wait and see about that. Anyways, back to OSC rehearsal in beautiful Savior Lutheran Church in La Vista, Nebraska, and guest conductors and including Marjorie. You guessed it, Marjorie is our new artistic director at for Omaha Symphonic Horse, and I meant to tell you this is all good, so trust me. So who knows? And what about in the year of 2000? What about in February? Oh yeah, that's right. February is the thing that we all learn about Black History Month, and all this one is it's gonna be huge about learning Black history and all that stuff. And that means social time and all that. Anyways, back at Resurrection, having a huge annual parish potluck and a huge meeting. Oh boy, this is gonna be awesome. So I bet in January everything else can be civilized. The same thing as annual parish potluck and at so it's the meeting at Resurrection. And I meant to tell you this, and this is what happens. You ought to know by now about this one. And there's more in February that always know about that, and all that. So, at Veterans Hospital as a volunteer ambassador, and here it is. You might think it's so smart about National Salute to Veterans Patients Week back in February 18th in year 2024. And I meant to tell you this is all good. And what about the history of Valentine's Day? And so is Ash Wednesday. Could be a church service at Resurrection. And I meant to tell you this is all good. And you know what that means. What about the history back in February of 2024? It goes on and on because talk about the history of President's Day and we speak our names event, Omaha VA Hospital. And I meant to tell you this got canceled because of the snow and all that crap and all that. And I'm not laughing about it, but who knows can be civilized. But all these things about January and so is February in the year 2024 could be a huge thing that happens all the time. So who knows to these things and all that. And I meant to tell you this, and this is going to be huge. I mean, seriously, a huge thing that you ought to know by now is about all these things about year 2024, and I'm proud of it. So in January and in February, it's over with. And why? Because of the snow and the ice. My dad told me, you should stay home. I have no clue whatsoever. So maybe it happens all this time. And now you know the rest of the story about this one. So who knows about the marching season, the winter season, and I meant to tell you this, and that is why it happens all the time about you know who. About these things, it happens so fast. About marching season of January and February in the year 2024. You're listening to my Everyday Agenda podcast from Angels on Productions and Spreaker Studios. And so is, you guessed it, video podcast from, you guessed it, YouTube. Okay, so this is what happens you ought to know about now in March. March in the, yes, that's right. March in the year of, you guessed it, 2020, 24, and in all these things about you know who. This is all civilized about in March. So you want to analyze in the year 2024? Yeah. Well, guess what? Here it is for now. Okay. So here's my observation for you. Soul Food Sunday is at Resurrection in March of 2024. So is Choir Festival. I was there. So is Sandra, and so is yes, Jay, Jay, and her wife. Just might be passing away, and you have no clue whatsoever about this one. And having a huge choir rehearsal doing choir festival at New Horizons. Oh, yes, at Presbyterian Church over in Council Bluffs. And I meant to tell you this is all good. Still, so you just have to trust me about that as far as we're concerned. And what about in March of 2000 and you guessed it, March 17th, 2024. So here's why this is going to be huge. I meant to tell you this. It's happening. Celebration Life Choir spring rehearsal at Our Savior's Lutheran Church over in Council Bluffs. And I tell you one thing is it's going to be huge. You know what I'm saying? And I meant to tell you it's going to be a rehearsal that you ought to know by now. And what about OSC winter concert dress rehearsals at a huge performance at Beautiful Savior Lutheran Church in La Vista, Nebraska, and so is Countryside Community Church in Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah, this is a blast. I cannot believe my eyes and ears. I'll tell you what thing is, it's gonna be wonderful. And what about you know who? History of St. Patrick's Day. Well, luck with the Irish, if you know what I'm saying. You know, pretend it's Lucky Charms. Yeah, could be a cereal. Yes, for St. Patty's Day. And let's see what else going on. Yeah, guessed it. That's right. This is what happens. You ought to know by now. Oh yeah, that's right. You guessed it. The Easter Bunny is coming for OSC rehearsal. You know what I'm talking about. And the history of Holy Week and all that stuff, and about Palm Sunday all the way up to, you guessed it, Easter Sunday for now. And we're just remember that Jetta wants to take my jacket and take my food. I'm sorry the way it is. I'm telling you right now, Jetta, this is for you. You try to, I'm slamming the door on you, try to dare you to take my food, and you always think about, yeah, my vest and all that stuff. I'm sorry the way it is. You just said to trust me about that as well. But this is going to be the worst for you in March about Easter bunnies and all that stuff. Just remember, it happens. You're listening to my Everyday Agenda podcast from Angel Song Productions, and you know what that means, Spreaker Studios. And of course, who know who? You're that's right, video podcast that I just did, fourth and last Saturdays of the month at on YouTube. Okay, so here's my take on this in April in the year 2000 and 24. So could be a total eclipse of this subject of, you guessed it, solar eclipse. So trust me, I know what I'm doing. So can be civilized about that as as well. So who knows about that? Listen to this. Here it is. Here it is. Just remember in, you guessed it, April. Remember in April of 2024, and it begins with Holy and Easter events at Cooks Memorial Lutheran Church, and so is Resurrection. It was a huge blast for Holy Week all the way up to Easter, and I meant to tell you this, it's all good. And what about last Monday's solar eclipse? Oh yes, just remember the sun hides the black covering thing hides the sun, and look what happens. Oh gosh, this is a solar eclipse, and I have no clue whatsoever, and I have no clue whatsoever. So and this is so absurd to me. And I could be a solar eclipse, or should I say solar? It could be behind the sun or wherever it is. So you know, it's can be civilized about that as well. Anyways, I meant to tell you it is all good. We know it's can be civilized. But what about President's Day and all that stuff? And I meant to tell you this. It's all good. I'll tell you one thing is, and all that. So trust me. And and that's why it happens all the time. So, well, who knows? Can be civilized about that as well. But in April, oh, could be life challenging about eclipse, about that. And I meant to say it as it's all good, but the season and and why could be eclipsing to this one, and I'm and all that stuff. So trust me, and you know this is why it happens. Season finale, it's up, and now you know it happens all the time about and that is why it happens. And for Memorial Day, and it could be season finale of this one. You just have to trust me. For Mother's Day or anything else can be civilized about that as well. And now you know what happens. Trust me. I know what we're doing and all that stuff about, and now you know it about, you know, April and May, and I bet it's over with. So who knows about all that stuff? Could be a total eclipse. So who knows? Could be civilized about this one in April. And I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be huge. Trust me. You're listening to my Everyday Agenda podcast from Angel Song Productions and Spreaker Studios, and so is YouTube on video. And here's my observation about that as well. So I think you ought to know by now about this episode thing, and could be life challenging about that as well. So who knows? Could be civilized about this. About the only thing that happens is about season finale of my everyday agenda in April, because I gotta say goodbye to you guessed it, Podbean, because right now I'm doing Friday Night Blaze Nation on Podbean and Angel Song Productions. Starts every single Fridays. So who knows? But don't worry, I'll be back in February in the year 2025. And you know what I'm saying. So we gotta say goodbye to Podbean. And why that's why I did this my everyday agenda podcast. And I meant to tell you this is all good about this one. So let me just say these things about trust me. Say these things about that as well. And I and the innovations of this one, it's let's see, and here's why it happens so fast about all that celebrating this community about you know um, mm, uh, about this one about 14 years at Omaha's Firefighters Hall, and oh gosh, I meant to tell you it's gonna be cool. And what about the spring concert? Yeah, spring concert, and so is Artist Cooperative Gallery's artist reception, and I meant to tell you this is yeah spring concert, and so is Celebration Life Choir, and so is a session day performance and the performance for celebration. I meant to tell you this. It's all good and all that stuff. So that means Sandra's birthday in June 2024. Yeah, it's a huge blast about this one. And Celso Coffee House art art exhibition thing. And tell you one thing is good. Yeah. So who knows can be civilized about that as well. And what about this chorus gala and auction? Oh, yeah, at yes, at you know at Sons of Italy thing over at 10th Street during the summer. Oh, yeah, and all that stuff. So who knows? What about Pride Parade open house and Pride Parade? I was there. So was Reverend Tony, and I meant to tell you this. Yes, it's good. It's all good. Trust me. And just remember Amanda Fontaine, you know, she just passed away and all that. And who knows can be civilized about us. So that's why I went to this service at Victory Fellowship in Council Bluffs. And I'm meant to tell you this is all good. Talk, but you know what I'm talking about. So who knows? And what about Highlander Community Day back in August 2024? Well, it has all kinds of stuff, and I'm having so much fun about this one. Wish we can do this again in 2025 during the summertime, and I have no clue whatsoever. So you just have to trust me as far as we're concerned. So everything else can be civilized about that as well. So who knows? The thing that happens to me is all good. And it's gonna be huge where it is. Anyways, it's gonna be awesome during the summertime about this one. So you you ought to know by now about this one. So about this thing. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Who knows? During the summer. Anyways, I know. Anyways, it's me, LH Music. And you know what it means. That's right. Oh gosh. Anyways, my everyday agenda podcast. You know all the stories in year 2024 that I just did. You know what I'm saying? It's from Angels on Productions and Spreaker Studios. So trust me. And so is YouTube, as far as we're concerned. Anyways, let's get this thing started, shall we? Shall we? Let's do it as well for September 2024. Okay, so you might think you're so smart about, you guessed it, the Olympics. Wow, you know, everything is civilized about all that stuff, about the recapping of the opening ceremonies. Goes all the way up to day one, all the way up to day 14, and it could be the huge one as we wrapping things up. Snoop Dogg had his bet his greatest hits and all that stuff. The day we all know about. Yeah, that's right, and all that in Paris. Plus, here's my recap of this one and about all that stuff. Trust me, it could be a mini segment of my everyday agenda and some Olympic news from Blaze Media. And it's starting all that stuff goes on and on for anything else to be civilized. But after the Olympic agenda is over, it's done in Paris, it's back to normal size for me, you know what I'm saying? Because I gotta get started with this one for my everyday agenda third season. And that is why we have a huge Labor Day picnic at the Elkies at Fort Calhoun, Nebraska. And so is you now here, Deacon Betsy, as far as we're concerned at she has a huge retirement and I'm very, very proud of her, you know what I'm saying, at a resurrection and lots more. So who knows in September. But the only thing that happens in September is this, you know who. That's right. You know who. That's right. Benedictine Way's 6th anniversary celebration at Carnet Monastery, right next to my church. And Bishop Barker does all the ceremonial things and all that stuff. And this is gonna be cool. Trust me. And what about in? What about this one? You guessed it. You know what that means? Chris Memorial Lutheran Church picnic at Chris Memorial. It's a huge picnic, but somebody's got to do it, and I have no clue whatsoever. So, yeah, huge things going on and all that. So, who knows about these things? And I have no clue whatsoever. So, trust me, I know it happens. So, September comes around about fall and all that stuff. So, who knows about these things? About talk about the only thing that happens for this my agenda thing. Trust me. You're listening to my Everyday Agenda podcast, and you know what that means. You're telling for all the stories in the year 2024. Like I said, we said goodbye to 2024 and all that stuff from Angel Song Productions and Spreaker Studios. And so, as you know who, that's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. I know. YouTube. I'm spacing off. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, let's talk about you guessed it. That's right. October, and here's your worst nightmare ever. October and November will make pretty sense of this one. You just have to trust me about that, as far as we're concerned. With you guessed it. That's right. Hymn Festival choir rehearsal at you guessed it. Resurrection and St. Andrew's Episcopal Church. And I was having a wonderful time with Nola and Keeney and the rest of my Resurrection singers. And that's why we're all joining together in a huge thing at St. Andrews. And Tom Trini, oh gosh, this guy's good. Which I know Tom for years at Trinity Cathedral in downtown Omaha, and no clue whatsoever. So who knows? Keeps the life. What about Michael Bauer? Yeah, which I know very well. So who knows? Keeps the life. Okay, you want to continue on with you guessed it, February? Yes. So that means eh, bishops annual parish visit and potluck lunch at Resurrection. Oh gosh, it's all good. And Bishop Barker, huge, huge, wonderful sermon, and I have no clue whatsoever. So that is why I did this. You just have to trust me for its week, sir. Anyways, so is Hymn Festival choir performances, and you have no clue whatsoever. And this is what happens. What about dress rehearsals for OSC? Like I said, we did this at Beautiful Savior Lutheran Church in La Vista, Nebraska, and Countryside Community Church. And we just did back in spring concert and all that stuff. And Marjorie does a wonderful job doing all kinds of rehearsals and all that stuff. What about Stacy? Yeah, she does a wonderful job too. So who knows about that as well. Okay, so here's my observation for you in October. So why is going to be outdoors inside Miller Park? Could be a huge worship service joining together with Trinity Lutheran over North 30th Street. And I'm let's just say it is going to be good. Good. And what about the performances? Yeah, performance. OSC Fall Concert. It's a blast. And I cannot believe my eyes and ears. Still be it. Who knows? And you're going to talk about his Columbus Day. Well, Could be a history of Columbus Day. And don't ask me about Christopher Columbus sailed a in the boat, wherever it is. So trust me, who knows? Keep it civilized. Okay, so after of 2024 is over with, is done about that as far as we're concerned. Well, guess what? Could be you know who. All day shape notes singing, Omaha all day shape notes singing, and so is reconciliation dinner at Trinity Lutheran. I meant to tell you this is all good. And Eric Ewing, oh my God, this is gonna be cool. It's gonna be wonderful, and I have no clue whatsoever. So you just have to trust me as far as we're concerned, and I meant to tell you this. It's all good about shape notes singing and all that stuff. All right. So who knows? Could be civilized about this one. So who knows? Anyways, Two Space has a ninth anniversary open house thing back in November 16th in 2024. So I was there, yeah, 9 years, and I'm inside the Two Space Studios at yeah next to Abrams you guessed it, library at 90th and 4th Street, and I have no clue whatsoever. So you just trust me for a week concern. What about Veterans Day at the VA hospital at you guessed it? That's right, Omaha, Nebraska. As a volunteer ambassador like me, I'm wearing a red vest, and I take a look at this one. Oh gosh, could be a huge event as far as we're concerned. So who knows? Could be life. And what about the time that me and my dad went to Applebee's for Veterans Day events? Well, you ought to know by now. Trust me. And all this stuff, and I have no clue whatsoever, and I have anything else to be civilized about this one. So trust me, if you know what I'm saying about these things, trust me, if you know what I'm talking about. And what about oh yes, that's right. You know, in gathering Sunday service and potluck at Resurrection and all that stuff. So who knows who's who asked about all these things. And what about the history of Thanksgiving and all that? Trust me about all the history things you ought to know by now, and the pilgrims and all that stuff. So who knows? Could be an octave thing you can say. Anyways, October and November of 2024 did things that I did at Resurrection and all kinds of stuff. So this is what happens. You don't want to try this at home for now. That's all I can say. You're listening to my Everyday Agenda podcast from Angels on Productions and, of course, Spreaker Studios, and so is on video podcast as well from YouTube. Okay, last but certainly not the least, for now, here it is. Here it is this month, December. What a relief it is. So who knows? Could be civilized about that as well. So here it is. Here it is. So I think so in December. Wrong song. So let's see. See, I can find a song. It has something to do with December. So who knows? Could be civilized about that as well. So who knows? Could be civilized about this one. So trust me. So, oh yeah, here it is. Anyways, let's roll into December and yeah, this month until it's over with. Here it is. Okay, December is yeah, that means this month. And until it's over with, you just have to trust me as far as we're concerned about my Christmas everyday thing, everyday agenda. So who knows? Keeps it last. But anyways, it's a you know just remember chili cook-offs. Saying resurrection back in January in 2024, but a free chili cook-off at Zelzel Coffee House at 14th and Jones Street. Oh man, oh gosh, I meant to tell you this is gonna be cool. So who knows? Can be civilized about this as well. But what about St. Cecilia's Cathedral has St. Cecilia Day celebration concert, and you know what I'm talking about. Holiday lights, festivals, ceremonies, and ceremony, and oh gosh, I meant to tell you this is so good. So you don't have to try this at home and all that, and you know what I'm talking about. But what about you know, thanks Friendsgiving thing at Dino's storage at thing you know what I'm talking about. But what about just in gathering service at Cook's Memorial and you know what I'm saying. But what about holiday lights, festival lighting at Jean Leahy Mall? Oh wow. It really makes sense about this one. You just have to trust me as far as we're concerned. And finally, you might think it's so smart about, yeah, Christmas at the Cathedral with with Marjorie, myself, and so is, you guessed it, uh, Stacy and the rest of Omaha Symphony Chorus for their celebration of Christmas at the Cathedral. You, and you guessed it, that's right. That's right. You know what that means. St. Cecilia's. What about candlelights, candlelight carols sing at Chris Memorial? Barb and the rest of the Chris Memorial family is so wonderful. It's going to be cool. And what about you guessed it, Resurrection Trinity joining together at Resurrection for this joint service, and so it's potluck. Oh gosh, it's gonna be cool at Resurrection. And what about Christmas caroling with myself? So is Jeannie and Michelle and the rest of my Resurrection singers, and joining together with you guessed it, that's right, mm-hmm, St. Andrew's Choir, Michael and Marie Rubiesbauer joining together and singing Christmas carols and all that stuff. So who knows? You might think it's so smart about December. Oh, I meant to tell you this. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. Because after this December is over with, who knows about that as well? Trust me. All right. You're listening to my Everyday Agenda podcast from Angel Song Productions, and so is Spreaker Studios, and of course, the one and only YouTube on video podcast. So, why don't we get started with you know who? We did this every single year, or anyone else could be civilized. But who knows could be civilized? Okay, James Taylor, it's time to what? This is it, year 2024, to say this. Okay, you know what that means. It's time to getting to know all of you. You know what I'm talking about. For this getting to know you segment. And 2024 comes to an end about that as well. So here's my observation of how do I supposed to getting to know everyone else. It's a brand new segment, but who knows can be civilized. And Pastor Rick Warren you know, all that stuff at the Saddleback Church in California. And I meant to tell you this is all good. To talk about this, website finishing the task and all that stuff. And what about past Bishop J. Scott Barker? As I said this before about, and I saw this according to New Horizons newspaper on it gets from issue.com about all this one. And Bishop Barker does a wonderful job doing all these things. As a rector at my church, Resurrection, years ago, to a huge bishop, belongs to Trinity Episcopal Church in downtown Omaha. And I'm meant to say this is all good. So who knows? And what about getting to know? Yeah, that's right. Getting to know about that as well. About you guessed it, Michael no, yes, Barb Carlson. She's a yes, choir director at Goods Memorial Lutheran Church, which I know her years ago, which I know her because I'm singing, yeah, Christmas, Christmas and Easter things, yeah, during this one at Goods Memorial. What about Michael Bauer from? What about getting to know you? Getting to know Michael Bauer from St. Andrew's Episcopal Church in Omaha, Nebraska. And what about Tom Trenny? He's a organist and choir director at First Plymouth Church in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I meant to say this is all good. Good. Doing hymn festival performances at Resurrection and so is St. Andrew's Episcopal Church and so his performances is all good. Yes, it's good. I meant to tell you this. And now you know the rest of the story. Well, and rest of the story and all that. So who knows? Could be civilized about that as well. How about getting to know Marjorie Simmons Bester? Yes, which I know this one. I don't know a familiar face that I am. That who knows? Could be civilized about getting to know Omaha Symphonic Chorus. And what about Marjorie? What about Stacy Hayline, a collaborative pianist, which I'll get inside this yeah, probably next year in getting to know you segment in the year 2025. So that could be obvious, So trust me. Okay, what about getting to know you? Getting to what about yeah, guessed it. Oh yes, in November in the year 2024. 24. Yes, I know getting to know Eric Ewing from Great Plains Black History Museum. And he does a wonderful job doing this. So at a racial reconciliation dinner at Trinity Lutheran Church, North 30th Street in Omaha, right close to my church, and all that stuff. So yeah, just said to trust me as far as we concerned. So who knows? Can be civilized about that as well. And legendary Quincy Jones. Oh boy. And you know what that means. Quincy Jones does a wonderful job about all that. So uh, yes, he's a producer, composer, and all that stuff. Decades and decades from Ironside television theme songs, theme music like Ironside and Sanford and Son, and oh boy, I'm going to tell you this is all good. So trust me, as far as we're concerned. Anyways, getting to know you segment. Oh yes. So trust me, I know what I'm doing. So who knows, could be civilized about this one. So who knows? I got more of this one. So about this one. But getting to know everybody else in the year 2025, I better get to know Reverend Tony, and so is, I guess, Jim Solheim, and so is Omaha Shape Notes singers, and I'm gonna get to know Rachel. Yeah, that's right. Rachel has some wonderful thoughts in the year 2025. So you just have to trust me as far as we're concerned. Who knows about that as well? But this is what happens. You don't want to try this at home, and you know darn well it is. So who knows? Could be civilized about this one. So who knows? And and now you know what the rest of the story is. But in the year 2025, the getting to know you segments, as far as we're concerned, well, just have to trust me as far as we're concerned. Trust me. You're listening to my Everyday Agenda podcast from Angel Song Productions. And of course, you guessed it. You guessed it. That's right. Mm-hmm. YouTube. YouTube. And oh, wait a minute. I got to start this again. All right, take two. Yeah. Anyways, you listen to my Everyday Agenda podcast from Angel Song Productions and Spreaker Studios. And so is you watching on YouTube video podcast. Yeah, all that. All right, here's my final thought about this one in the year 2024. Because we say goodbye in the year 2024, we always learn about things that I did during after I get off from work and go over to rehearsals and all that events that I just did. Well, who knows? Can be civilized about this one. This is a little bit of flashback just for you. You know what I'm saying? That is why that's right. That's right. I'm pointing at you, Gabe, for running, good comments about this one. Thank you, Gabe. I really appreciate the thought that counts. And as I read this email, and I'm meant to tell you this, so who knows? And I saw, Sig and Cassie. As I work downstairs as inside the information box at Veterans Hospital, ACC. Oh gosh, the minute to tell you this is all good. So I'll give you thumbs up as far as we're concerned. Okay, now the bad one is Tina and Jetta. Yeah, that's right. Tina wants to steal Tommy's duck. Oh no, you don't. So the elf will be watching you. That's right. Seriously, we'll be watching you, little elf. Yes, security elf is. And Dave said, "Is security elf? I don't want to hear that, Dave. Stop it." So, who knows? Can be civilized about this one. But what about Jetta? Oh gosh, this is the days of our lives of Jetta. Oh, that's right. You want to take a look at what I'm having for lunch, and you want to take my vet? No, 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 no. Here's the bottom line. The bottom line is, in the year 2024, you Tina and you Jetta are bad. Shame on the both of you. So that is why. So who knows? Can be civilized about that in the year 2024, 25. But in the year 2025, guess what? Next time you want to ask me about what I'm having for lunch, or don't ask, and I don't want to hear it. No vest. You cannot take my lunch, Jetta. And that's for you, Tina. I'm gonna keep an eye on you. Try to steal my. Yeah, that's right. Tommy's duck. Yeah. I hope so. So that's my final thought of the day. And you know what that means? Because in the year 2024, time for us to say goodbye for all the small things that it can happen so fast as far as we concerned about that as well. So, I hate to break this to you, but who knows, could be civilized about that as well. Anyways, let's wrap things up, shall we? Let's wrap this up with you guessed it, that's right. That's right. In the year 2024, here's what we always learn in the year 2024 as we say goodnight, say goodbye to 2024. In the year 2020, uh, say hello to 2025. So who knows? All right, it's time for you to wrap this thing up, Kenichi. Here it is. Here's what we learned in the year 2024, as far as we're concerned, because Resurrection has a Christmas cantata going on in January, and so is back to OSC rehearsals in January. Goes all the way up to April finales things. So who knows? Can be civilized. And what about first chili cook off at Resurrection? So who knows? Can be civilized about this one. And celebrating, you guessed it, annual parish picnic and a huge meeting and all that stuff. Celebrating Black History Month and the history of Valentine's Day, and so is Columbus Day and Holy Week and all that stuff. So who knows? But what about VA Hospital? Yes, that's right. Omaha VA Hospital has Veterans Patients Week, and so is we speak our names, and you know what I'm saying. But what about Soul Food Sunday? And so it's Choir Festival at New Horizons at over in Council Bluffs. So it's Celebration Life Choir rehearsal at Our Savior Lutheran Church over in Council Bluffs. Don't you think Solar Eclipse has a huge idea and the updates and all that stuff for solar eclipse just before East Holy Week and Easter? Well, it happens so fast at Christmas Memorial, and so it's Resurrection for Holy Week and Easter, and I have no clue whatsoever. But what about you know who? Guess that gala thing at Sons of Italy and all that, and artist receptions at Artist Collaborative Gallery. But what about the Olympics? Summer Olympics in Paris, and talk about all these things about that as well. And the Labor Day picnic at the Elkies at Fourth Calhoun, and Deacon Betsy retirement. Betsy's retirement at Resurrection. Oh gosh, this is gonna be huge. Trust me if you know what I'm saying. So it happens. Everything else keeps civilized, and I have no clue whatsoever or anything else. And I have, that it's gonna be cool. So in September it begins. You guessed it. You know who? Yes, that's right. Benedictine Way's sixth anniversary celebration at Incarnate Monastery, and Bishop Parker does a wonderful job about this one. And What about annual parish picnic at Christmas Memorial? Wow, how smart it is. And so is Hymn Festival, choir rehearsals, and performances at Resurrection, and so is St. Andrew's Church. And Michael Bauer and Tom Trinity does a wonderful job, and you know what I'm talking about, putting all of this. Bishop's annual parish Bishop's annual parish visit and potluck at Resurrection. Oh gosh, it's gonna be cool. What about outdoor worship services? You know who? Joining any Lutheran church down at North 30th in Omaha, Nebraska, and OSC has a fall concert. You know what I'm talking about it. So is Christmas at the Cathedral, and Marjorie and Stacy. So is yeah, OSC does a wonderful job, and I have no clue whatsoever. So this is gonna be perfect. So trust me about that as well. And what about all day shape notes singing and racial reconciliation and all that stuff? So you just have to trust me. Uh, and you know what I'm saying. And New Space ninth anniversary open house thing. Oh gosh, it's all good. As far as we concern, you know what I'm talking about. But who knows about that as well? So trust me, I know what I'm doing. And you know the rest of the story about all these things about my Everyday Agenda podcast. During, you guessed it, January, all the way up to you know who, that's right. That's right. Of this month. So we say goodbye in the year 2024 and say goodbye. Say goodbye to the year 2024 and say hello to the year 2025. What, LH Music, what are you going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Because here we go to Carol and Ed's house for this New Year's shape note thing and others. So it'll be perfect. I'll be back in January 18th in the year 2025. And I'm going to do it for all this. And that's all I can say. Who knows can be advice about this one. So it's all good. Anyways, I got to get out of here because my time is up for now. Who knows? Can be civilized. Because you have to download my Everyday Agenda podcast from iHeartRadio all the way up to Amazon Music. And I'll tell you one thing is, be perfect on any occasion. Go to the website, LHMusicTime6.wixsite.com for my Everyday Agenda website and download the podcast, whatever it is. And you have to Facebook and follow LH Music at Facebook.com, and so it's Twitter X, so it's Instagram and all that stuff. So who knows? You know what that means? I've got to go. Take some time off, and I have no clue whatsoever. But I'll be back for all new Everyday Agenda podcasts starting in January, 2025 afterwards. So who knows? Can be civilized about that as well. And gosh, it's all good. So, anyways, we gotta go. Who knows? Give us some rest. And that means from all of us here at Do Space Podcast Studios at 94th Street. Thank you, Do Space. I really appreciate the thought that counts. You know, let's give us some rest. And from Spreaker Studios and Angel Song Productions, as far as we're concerned, it's me, LH Music, and I gotta go. Go with God's blessings, and we salute all of you, America, out there as well. In January of 2025, I'll see you for my Everyday Agenda. Goodbye. See ya. Happy New Year from Everyday Agenda Podcast from Angel Sound Productions and Spreaker Studios. There, I said it. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Anyways, I got to get out of here. And we're almost, time is up. So who knows, could be still last. So, Happy New Year from all of us here at YouTube. And so is my Everyday Agenda video podcast, as far as we're concerned. And I'm signing out from LH Music. Go with God's blessings. Blessings. We salute all of you, America, out there. Take care. Bye-bye. See you in the year 2025 for my Everyday Agenda episodes. Bye-bye.